In today's video, I want to give you 3 reasons why you might need to focus less on exercise and more on a relief strategy. They're 2 very different things. Yes, exercise gets brought in, but it's all about timing. So if you've been trying to use exercise and it hasn't been working, this video is for you. Now we know back pain is very complex, and if you're like, I just don't know where to start, I don't know where to begin. There's so many things out there on the internet that tell me to do this, the pigeon pose, the cobra stretch, the inversion tables, hanging upside down, all these things. If you're not sure where to start, I got a free guide for you. You can get it at fitnessforbackpain.com/back pain workshop. It's a great first start in getting introduced into the most powerful things that you can control that will actually bring you relief. Go get it at fitnessforbackpain.com/back pain workshop. The first sign of having to step away from exercise and focus more on desensitizing your pain system, focusing more on relief, is the fact that you walk around with a constant level of chronic pain, but when you go into exercise, you feel a little bit better maybe while you're exercising, but 24 hours later, 48 hours later, the pain comes back like clockwork. 51. See, when it comes to exercise, yes, exercise is gonna make you feel good. There's always endorphins and feel-good things that get released when you go into the gym, knowing that you're working on the body, you're pumping blood. There's things that happen on a physiological level that will make you feel good, that will actually take away symptoms. The problem is, you kind of start making mistakes, right? You go in the gym, you start feeling better, you're like, oh, I get motivated, I get fired up when I'm in the gym exercising. And then you start doing too much, right? So what we have to do is, instead of focusing less on, okay, if I just go to the gym every single day because I know I feel better while working out, but I know afterwards, 24 to 48 hours later, my pain comes back constantly. It's not that you need to spend more time in the gym. That usually points to that you have a desensitizing issue. You have a sensitivity thing going on inside of your pain system, inside of your body, your central nervous system, that is keeping your pain elevated when you're away from the gym. So sure, exercise might feel good, but in the long run, if it's not relieving your pain long term, you've got to stop and focus somewhere else. The second sign you might want to be stepping away from exercise and more into a relief desensitizing strategy is the fact that you've been actually following the PT exercises, physio, chiro exercises that you were given months and months and months and months and months ago. Like, you've been released from PT and you're still following these exercises, thinking if you just continue to do the pigeon stretch, your sciatica is gonna go away. Back pain can be very complex. I'm not disregarding the fact that some things take time, and I'm not disregarding the fact that PT exercises or PTs or physios or chiros are worthless. They are changing lives. There's a lot of great ones that focus on a multi-dimensional approach to back pain, and they're crushing it. But odds are, if you've been following the same old exercises that are just treating the symptoms, maybe they go away for a little bit, but they always come back, and you have to now continue to do these exercises for months and months and months, if not years and years and years, just to get that little bit of relief. You've got to stop focusing on those specific exercises. Deep down in my loins, I don't believe that the human body requires a certain level of stretching and exercising just to maintain optimal health, right? Yes, there are times where things get tight. Maybe you train harder, you do a marathon, and your body responds through tension and tightness. And we respond to those things through really good stretches or really good trigger release or whatever works for you. But if you have to wake up every single day thinking that I have to get on the floor and do my mat time and do my 6 exercises or I'm not gonna feel myself, and you've been doing that for months and years, it's not gonna work. The ultimate goal with those exercises is to get you to a point where you are back to reality, back to life, but then you can kind of bridge the gap, bridge that rehab to real life exercise, real life activity, and do it without an increase in pain, not maintain and do them forever. The third and final sign that you should be focusing less on exercise and more on relief-focused work is the fact that exercise is actually causing your pain to be worse, despite modification and despite elimination of exercises that are causing the pain. Now this sounds like, duh, we should be obviously focusing on less exercise that actually causes pain. But the problem is this is a slippery slope. When it comes to people who have chronic back pain, they go into the gym and they say, okay, I don't wanna cause my pain to get worse. I don't wanna do anything that's gonna cause pain in my fusion site or maybe cause more damage or send me into a flare-up. So they kind of walk around super guarded and only do things that they feel is safe. So then they start labeling exercises good and bad. Exercise exercise as a whole is not bad. It's the application on the specific person that makes exercise bad. So if you want to deadlift, sure, deadlift looks very scary to most people who have chronic back pain or maybe who had an injury due to deadlifting. But if done correctly and done at the right appropriate time at the appropriate level, then it's a good thing. But the problem is if you think that, okay, if I'm just gonna eliminate everything and only do what feels good, you're gonna put yourself on this cycle or this prison of being very limited on your activity and limited to only the things that feel good. And that's a very dangerous place to be, because if you follow that short-term survival strategy, then it's not gonna change. Odds are you'll only do the things that are safe, you'll only do the things that actually don't cause pain, and then you're not gonna ever do the things that are gonna challenge your body to build resilience in the painful tissues and overcome the fear that you might have of exercise. So when it comes to applying modification and elimination, what I always suggest people to do is, if you're facing an exercise, let's just say it's a lunge, and you're doing the lunge and at a certain point in that lunge, something goes crazy, something is weird. You have a twitch, you have a spasm, you have catch, that's where your tightness usually kicks in. Modify the exercise and cut it short. Drop the set a little bit, maybe not go as deep, maybe not go as heavy, maybe not do as many reps, maybe focusing more on endurance versus, counting a bunch of reps out. Modify it, but don't just stay there. You have to slowly increase it back to where it should be. You don't want to just do a half lunge for the rest of your life because a full lunge doesn't work. No, you want to challenge yourself, but do it appropriately. Find that pain ceiling, apply the exercise to that pain ceiling, and then as you continue to progress, you should be able to go deeper, heavier, more reps, so on and so forth. But if that's not the case for you, despite what you do, despite what you add back in, the exercise, or you're still in pain from the exercise, that you should not be exercising and focusing more on your relief strategy. Now you're probably thinking, what's the difference between exercise and a relief strategy, right? Because ultimately, fitness for back pain, right? We should be fitnessing, exercising to get pain relief. And it's all about the processing that you take when you're applying exercise. When I'm working with someone one-on-one, for example, in my Strength and Relief Accelerator program, I teach and I talk about the pyramid of relief being wrong. When it comes to the medical model, we kind of jump into PT, we jump into surgery, we're jumping into these things that are very mechanical based, right? We're always focusing on like exercising and building strength, which is good. But what really works, and what's the focus of people who have chronic pain, should be flipped. Everything should be flipped. Instead of exercise first, we have to focus on desensitizing your central nervous system, your mind-body connection. Desensitize it. Take it out of a threatening position and put it in a place where it can feel safe, so that you can start increasing and challenging the body through very basic things like movement, like creating new habits, like looking at your life now, modifying the things that are triggering potentially your pain, making them better so that your pain starts to decrease before you even start exercising. If your strategy does not look like that, if you are focusing on exercise and you're not seeing relief, that's a sign that you've got to focus elsewhere. You've got to focus on the body from a pain perspective, reducing the pain to the point where then when you can add in the exercise, start building resilience, building stamina in the body, and a fear-less approach to exercise. Now, if you want to do it alone, if you want to kind of see where I would start when it comes to maybe applying movement, applying exercise, applying core training to your back pain situation, a great first step you can take is going to fitnessforbackpain.com/back pain workshop. I am all about exercise. I think exercise is very important, but if you're going to say, hey, you know what? I want to continue to try exercise. I just need to make sure that what I'm doing in the gym, the exercises I'm picking, the workout structure that I'm creating is the most ideal situation for me before I just eliminate exercise altogether and focus on exercise, or focus on relief. If that's you, and you want to make sure you have the best first step, go to fitnessforbackpain.com/back pain workshop.